I'm sweating. Look at it. Nervous, man. My balls is totally moving, doing improving. Now can we get back up? I got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is on the king of the West. King of the West. Hear that? Hear that last one? The king of the West. The person that said that, and pretty much all of that in that intro, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Josh Richmond.
It's the old effects are still there. It's hard to believe.
I think that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
You are like half of the peasantry on that thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That was big of you.
Peasantry.
That's right.
We still use. Wait, I'm trying to think if I use any. Nah. No, I think we erased
God.
here.
It's just. Remember when you had to click through like the menus to get to the thing you wanted? Now you just have like an iPad. Wow, technology.
It's not as good
It's not as good.
for being when I was a button guy when you were on the show.
Yeah.
It's gone. They took that away. Remember how much it meant to me, the machine and everything?
Very much.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It slowly but surely, like when the pandemic came and we had to do a show from the house, then I already had fuck all buttons and voice machine wasn't connected as well. So
Yeah.
you couldn't get away with it. So I just started doing it without it. And then when we got dropped and we came here, they didn't give me they just wouldn't give me all the buttons. It was just like, no, you're fired. And that would be like work and I don't have to work for you anymore.
Can't even give you just like a USB stick with the buttons on it. Come on.
No, there's talks of us they're going to give us the episodes, like an actual, yeah, man, we're doing that. And it hasn't happened. Maybe it will, but
If only we had a guy on the inside.
I was about to say you got a guy on the inside.
Yeah, if only
got
we knew
a couple of guys on the inside.
If only we knew somebody who still worked there, who went in every day, that probably takes lunch breaks and bathroom breaks, and who would even notice if he just slipped in some closet of audio that's all the old shit that nobody's using anyway, and just had a memory stick. Let's just say conveniently hidden in his rectum and pulled it.
Yeah. No, definitely, he definitely needs to butt keister this shit because it's definitely some high quality.
This is some Papillon shit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. He's going to jail for a long time if he gets caught with that memory card.
I assume during off hours it's like just Mission Impossible style shit where it's like I have to come in from the ceiling.
Will drops out of the roof at 3 a.m. in a black jumpsuit. No problem.
Yeah.
You got to be quiet. Will be sleeping. And he's a very light sleeper. Don't wake the Will. He's the guard. He's the guard dog.
I mean, there's people that are in charge so high up that are trying to hook us up that I'm pretty sure the guy that is saying that he can get it for us could say, "I'm getting all the footage from the Ellis Show and giving it to Jason," and no one would tackle him. I believe he has the power, but he's also busy.
Do you know if somebody had asked me like 3-4 years ago, do you think you will ever work at SiriusXM again? My answer would have been 0% chance.
Yeah, me
0% chance.
Yeah.
And just business world is fucking
Yeah,
weird.
but it's different. You're not.
Yeah.
It's like, would you do the Jason Ellis Show again on SiriusXM? It's not the same employment at all. You're doing a job where I assume you're not rocking the boat, and it's probably quite easy to work there, right?
It's you know what I mean, pretty easy for the most part. I think at least I've been there. I've been at the company I'm at, which got acquired by Sirius about a year ago, like 7 years ago.
Oh, so you just have different bosses. Your actual boss is the same boss.
My actual boss is the same boss. I don't go, for instance, I don't go into the SiriusXM studio. I have not been in the building at all. We have our own studio. We got our own thing.
Why would you go there?
Exactly.
Do you go to a building?
Not much anymore, although we do have our own in Hollywood we have our own like little studio, still separate from the Sirius building, but we go in like some shows.
Yeah,
just want to do on-site stuff. don't like the Zoom records and things like that.
I see. I have no sense of how the real world is functioning. I basically dropped out.
I don't consider what I'm in to be the real world either.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what the real world is like.
I'm like a hippie without the acid.
Yeah.
I just sit around podcasting in my underwear all day.
Yeah, I listen to all the podcasts and see what everybody's. I'm like new when I first started radio, listening to everybody to see what everybody does and why anybody would like anything, and what am I doing that I could do better. So and now because I don't listen to podcasts, I didn't. So it's been a crash course, and I still am sort of. It's kind of like shoes and music and shit. You can get into it and you think you know stuff, and then you go, oh fuck, I fucking didn't know anything, and then. Again, that will happen and again until you maybe actually know something.
Dunning-Kruger effect. You know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is?
No, go ahead.
Dropping some knowledge. So, it's when you discover like you start getting into a new skill like photography. Yeah. Like you're saying like, oh, I want to start like taking pictures and stuff for fun. You start doing it, you start getting into it, and you start building the skill. You're like, oh my god, this is easy. I have like a natural talent for this. I'm so good at taking photos. I could be like a professional photographer.
Yeah,
and then. You like learn more and more about it, and then you realize over time, like, oh wait, there's this whole other world of things I know nothing about. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm a loser. I know nothing about this.
Okay,
shit.
Well, that is similar, except for the part where I came in swinging like I knew everything.
Right.
I came in very insecure.
Right.
I came in a little too insecure, quite frankly, because I do have a background in fucking talking into a microphone.
Exactly.
So, but I just came in with like the kids podcast. And I'm not the kids.
Yeah.
So I know fucking nothing.
Right.
So I never was like, oh, step aside, everybody. I was just like, please, sir, how do you do this? And even if I was doing it already, I would say, do you do it like I do? Because all the podcast guys would do how you would do an ad or how would you tell people, like, man, Patreon, don't forget to tell people that you're going to do an exclusive Patreon show if you're doing a podcast with that person and they say they want to be on Patreon. Oh, okay. What do you do there? Like, I've just had a conversation with a Patreon lady to understand Patreon better and how I'm supposed to have our Patreon and the different tiers and how you would promote them. So to me, I know very little in all of it, and I really am acting like a child who is very enthusiastic about gathering the information.
That's cool. I love it.
So it's not a burn. It's more of a excitement, quite frankly. Whenever I learn something, I don't go, oh, you idiot. I go, yes. Okay, now I know that. Let me add that to the rest of my stuff.
Yeah, it's like playing Zelda, except my livelihood depends on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I never played Zelda, but yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you work for your company, but your company is owned by
that's
them.
it. That's the thing is I had no say in it.
Did it bum you out?
I was a little bit like, wait, is like
you don't want to go back or have to answer to the people that you didn't.
I was
end up liking.
I was a little bit unsure. I think all I'll say is that I think they have like given us like a decent amount of freedom to just like keep doing your own thing. It doesn't feel like a giant change in my day job, which is nice.
And you don't hear of any plans down the grapevine to just completely reconstruct your whole business?
I don't know.
So you do worry about it, but that's the thing that you worry about because you were working at this other company. I don't want to shit on them, but they get you into a thing where you kind of have bleak dream. You think that in the end something bad's going to happen because if you do get a hold of them, they will somehow talk to you where you feel like you're not very good at what you do, or that you definitely need to fix a lot. I've never had a one where there's just everything is great. You're the best, man. I wish we could be more like you. It's more like you're doing a great job, but you know what you should do. And I'm like, that sounds like I'm not doing a great job if I should do something else.
It is a little bit like they bought this company because like they want to get into podcasts. So they're like, we're buying this existing podcast company because that's the future, like you're saying. And then they're like, okay, great, you're doing all this podcast stuff. That's amazing. You're doing an amazing job. We might have some like ideas for how you could be doing it better. There's a touch of that, but for the most part, I feel like we've had freedom to keep doing what we're doing and what we're good at.
You know what I think it is that Sirius is well aware that there's a lot of heat on podcasting, probably more than there is these days on, say, satellite radio. So I think they didn't go out and get a cool, hip podcasting company so that they could try to make it more like satellite radio. Right. They went and got a cool, hip podcasting company so they could make satellite radio more like it.
I agree, but I'm with Josh with that makes perfect sense. But with those guys, it doesn't have to make perfect sense for them to jump in and just change it and fuck it.
Yeah. You never know what a guy with like just hair grown in on his labret on his
Right.
face is capable of doing this.
Starts pitching that you need Pialine on your channel.
Something like, yeah, listen, I've been doing like FM radio since 1960. I know exactly how podcasts work.
As he puts his cowboy boots up on the desk.
Have you guys heard of Pialine?
So
Mike Posner.
What's new and exciting? We saw you on Zoom.
That's
better
right.
part of a year ago.
That's right. So
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I did the show with Christian Hand a year ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know that's
right.
crazy. It's been a year.
So I haven't.
I'm not apologizing anymore, just so you know. We're done here today.
I think I'm glad. That's all done. Now we're just hanging out. We're chatting.
Right,
We're old friends catching up.
Right. So even I'm not really counting that. I feel like I haven't talked to you in about 10 years. What's happened?
In the last 10 years?
Yeah. Now, really quickly though.
Just give me the highlights.
Okay, well, I don't know. I was unemployed for like a year. Well, I'm not true.
Did you like that?
No, I hated it. No, it sucked. It sucked ass. I was for a while. I was an SAT instructor.
What's that?
Oh my god.
It's when you so the SATs are like the test that like kids take to get into college.
Yeah, I'm back.
So I was like I was like
a tutor.
a tutor, yeah. So he was teaching kids like how to like synonyms and how to solve math problems.
Was that
and
fun?
Shit. Like, you know what? I don't hate it. I kind of like teaching as like a part-time like in between jobs kind of thing. I kind of loved it.
One-on-one or group setting?
No, group. I was teaching a group of like 6 or 7 kids.
That's a TV show that I'd watch.
I know. Okay.
I probably wouldn't learn anything, but I'd be watching the fuck out of teach.
You know what? I think I have some skills at teaching.
You must have if you're doing it and you enjoy it. That's a good sign.
But I was doing my own podcast stuff on the side. I started my own podcast, and then I was like, I started working at a company called AfterBuzz TV, which they do like recaps of TV
AfterBuzz
shows.
Who's the owner?
Maria Menounos.
No, her husband.
Kevin Undergaro.
Kevin Undergaro called me and got this studio set up in 4 days.
Right. I remember you telling me that.
Dude's
That's
a
right.
fucking man.
He's a cool guy.
He is awesome.
I really appreciate a lot that he kind of hired me and I was kind of around that world for a while. They're a machine.
Yeah,
they do like 100 podcasts a week, shit like that.
Kevin dude is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, where I just thought the whole time that this was a scam because nobody's that fucking nice. And then it turns out, no, dude, that's one of them. They're out there.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, shout out to that guy.
Definitely.
Fucking hell, man. Lifesaver.
Yeah.
He
And
hit me up when I was like, I don't know what to do. And he found my number and was like, "Dude, gonna get your studio set up. Here's what you do. I'll get a guy to help you set the studio up." And I'm like, what the fuck? I just stood here and watched this whole thing.
He is one of those guys
He's
who's
amazing.
just like I just want to go out of my way to like help people and kind of spread the good word about like
Amazing
making
man.
shows and stuff.
Amazing.
Really good guy.
Someday maybe I need a favor from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if he wants
It's
me to
gonna
jerk him
come
off, I will. Whatever.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I got a job at like Earwolf, which was I really love like a lot of the shows they make. And it's this kind of like very alty comedy, very kind of like I don't know, nerdy comedy, the kind of shit like I really vibed with, and it was really fun to work on that stuff. And
As a producer,
how
was that when you first started producing?
I kind of prefer it. I kind of realized that
You
like
didn't get an itch to get on there and drop some raw dog knowledge.
there are times that I like getting on mic and being like, hey, I've done a little bit of this myself. I like getting on mic, but for the most part, like I realize like I think my real like the real thing I have to offer, my real gift is being like a guy who can like come in and be like help shape the formats, help come up with guest ideas, help do all like the pieces around the talent of making like an amazing show happen. And I love doing that stuff.
What would you do if you're the producer of this show? Are we doing okay so far?
I mean, I noticed that you didn't start with hi, I'm Jason Ellis. This is the Jason Ellis Show. This is my guest. You haven't said my name yet. That might be a piece of advice.
Said, welcome, Josh Richmond is here.
Did you? I don't think you said Josh Richmond.
No,
I didn't hear
said
it.
Josh Richmond.
I thought,
Full on.
Did.
I thought you did as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't hear it. I might have
Also, philosophically, when you're on the radio and
I specifically was like, don't call him Raw Dog. I said Josh Richmond.
Was it part of the song or did you say it?
No, I said it.
Man, maybe I've just completely blanked out. I apologize.
No worries.
like if somebody's flipping through an FM or an AM dial in their car and you don't, you used to have to reset every couple of minutes because literally somebody may have just gotten in from a grocery store. They don't know who you are, what the fuck you're talking about. If somebody goes and clicks on a podcast, can you not safely assume that they know what show they're listening to?
You can when they click, but then maybe like 15 minutes in, they might be like, oh, wait, what the hell am I listening to again? Who's this guy? And then it's a good idea to remind them, like, hey, just so you know, this is the Jason Ellis Show. We're here with Josh Richmond.
Would that person not also have the option of looking at the screen of whatever they're listening to?
Yeah, but if you're driving, that's very unsafe.
How many times should I say it?
Oh, maybe 3 times an episode.
Right, so I've already said it once,
Okay.
and you said it twice.
I'll keep that in mind, Josh Richmond.
All right.
I'm Jason Ellis, if anybody...
After you say it 3 times, Beetlejuice appears.
Hey, everybody. Ellis Mate here from the Jason Ellis Show, talking about Upstart credit card debt. Not a fun thing. My father didn't have a lot of great wisdom to pass down, but he did say, you would be terrible with a credit card, so never get one. So I never got one until I was rich enough to have a business manager. And he would always tell me, don't use your credit card or use your credit card. Because I always knew I was stupid. But not everybody has a brilliant evil father to teach them 3 things, and one of them actually worked out. Don't get into credit card debt. But if you are not me, and you did get into credit card debt, and you can't pay it off because you don't have the Jason Ellis Show, you should hit these guys up.
Yeah, Upstart is a fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, and it's all done online. So it really just can't be easier. Whether you're paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date.
I just realized that the camera's only on me. So when you're talking, it's just my stupid head, which is so lame because we actually have another camera, but we didn't know we were doing the reads and Katie doesn't want to show her face. Should get like a Darth Vader mask for when we have to do reads on the spot. Anyway, find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Ellis. That's upstart.com/Ellis. Don't forget to use the URL and let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit card income and certain other information provided in your loan application.
That's credit, income, and certain other information.
I said that wrong?
Yeah, it's okay.
Upstart.com/Ellis. I said that right. Hey, everybody. Jason talking about ShipStation. I've used ShipStation several times to sell books. And when I say several, I probably mean 7 times because nobody bought that book. But for some weird reason, thanks to this podcast and some other things that I do, the books are selling again. So ShipStation is coming to the rescue again. If you're starting your own online store, you want to sell stuff, it's your own stuff. You can be your own boss. A lot of people like doing that these days. If you want to get your stuff sent with no hassles, ShipStation does the job. Right, Katie?
It makes it super easy. They import orders from any sales channel, ship with any carrier using their deeply discounted rates, automate just about any shipping task. You'll spend a lot less time on shipping and a lot more time on growing your business.
So if you want to help your business, use my promo code offer, Ellis, at checkout. You get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free. No hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com. Click on the microphone at the top of the page and type in Ellis. That's ShipStation.com. Enter offer code Ellis. Make ship happen.
Okay, well that's the professional stuff. Have you acquired any skills?
No, nothing. Yeah, I'm useless. No, I think I've picked up some skills. I do think I've become pretty good. I mean, it's all like in kind of that audio podcasty realm, but I do think I've become pretty good at cutting audio, cutting tape, like a lot of like the technical sound design aspects, but also the like coming up with show format ideas and segments and stuff. I don't know. This kind of become my wheelhouse.
You said you book guests.
I do.
So do you reach out personally or how does that go? Are you a booker as well?
I sometimes reach out personally. I sometimes reach out to agents or managers. Sometimes I talk to our in-house booker and ask them to reach out to an agent and manager. Yeah. So it's kind of like,
what's the kind of guest that you would call them instead of you doing it yourself? What changes? Because of this caliber?
There's some, it depends.
Like if it's a really big guest, you get the booker.
If it's a big guest, I might get the booker to be like, let's make this as official as possible or something like that. Yeah.
I know.
Definitely.
Segments. What sort of segment should we have here?
What sort of segment should you have here?
Yeah. You're familiar with the show. You get the idea.
I don't know. Well, I also don't. I haven't been a regular listener in a while.
Oh,
I don't know
I
what's
see.
changed. I don't know what the new vibe is.
Oh man, you don't listen.
I don't know.
Figured you couldn't get enough. 'Cause, I can't stop listening.
I only
to
have
Sirius.
budget for so many Patreons. You know, I'm sorry. No,
You don't pay to listen to us either. You neither listen to the free show nor pay for one.
Yeah, what about the free one? There's no time for that.
No, real talk. I actually do tune into the show from time to time. I like knowing what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably been easier too since you've been off Sirius because for a long time I didn't have a Sirius subscription.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can't listen to that. Can't listen. I don't have it in my car. I think. I don't know. I just never listened since the day.
I did occasionally. They didn't turn us off for the longest time, and then they finally did. But at the same time, my wife got a car that came with free, but it's only a 3-month subscription, and now they're just bombarding me with letters about like, hey, you don't want to let go of this, do you? And I'm like,
Yeah. You know, actually,
fully
you have no idea. No one's ever
Yeah.
wanted to cancel more
Yeah.
than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know. The thing is, but you already like this. This is the thing. This is the secret sauce. Is that a lot of the things I pitch or like ideas I come up with are things that like I learned from doing this show. Like, for
So you
real.
just steal stuff from the old show.
I just steal stuff from the Jason Ellis Show and give it to other people. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Why do I feel like they wouldn't go as well on other people's shows?
Have you guys thought about having your own Wheel of Doom? I say that a lot.
I feel like a Wheel of Doom would go well on any show. Seriously.
Yeah.
That might be one thing that we
Yeah.
do where, that fits for everybody.
Scott Ackerman, you considered adding a Wheel of Doom to Comedy Bang Bang, and the guests would really go nuts.
We had, what was his last name?
Chattering-Sue.
Chattering-Sue,
Yeah.
who's a, mean YouTube fucking so, and he saw that and was like, oh, I need one of those for my podcast. So
Yeah.
it isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
Perez Hilton could try Dude as a Gay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
The answer is always yes.
Constantly. Not a day without it. We have some text messages because I posted that you were going to be on. So we do have some questions.
Text messages, okay.
Yeah, because now you can text me, and if it's good, then we'll call you. So that way we don't have to do call screening.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's better.
The timing is excellent to have you here. It's nice to see you again, by the way.
Thank you. I feel like I've seen Jason more than I've seen you in the last however many years.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm pretty elusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that.
I live in
You're
the
like
shadows.
Batman with no mask. Yeah. The first question I'm not going to ask him because I just don't feel like we're past
I appreciate that.
things that might be slightly childish.
7 inches.
it was worse than that. Oh, wait. What do you got? Hey, Ellis, what do you guys think of truck drivers? I drive an 18-wheeler. I think I'd be cool to be on the show.
Nothing boils my blood like truck drivers.
No. Don't get me started on truck driving. You hate that too, Josh. Right?
God, what are they even thinking?
Yeah.
Anybody who drives a car with more than 6 wheels on it,
Yeah,
it
you
just
need to-
boils my blood.
Yeah, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
What do you overcompensate
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, are you missing wheels, sir? Yeah, what is your beef? Maybe you should get like directions to a wall
Yeah.
and just drive into that. Because what good are you? You know, what are you delivering a package of like hospital equipment that might save somebody's life? Who cares? You know,
Stores are out of everything, so
yeah.
Well
it's
done.
hard to get skateboards.
that doesn't surprise me. I
Like
heard-
wood
yeah.
is different now. Where it used to be like, hey, Ellis, you want some boards? I'm like, I don't even skate anymore. And now I skate. And I'm like, hey, remember those boards you were going to get me? Like even the board company that makes Jason Ellis boards don't have any wood to make me boards.
That's right. The supply, when people talk about the supply chain, they're talking about truck drivers a lot of the time. They're responsible for all the supply chain issues.
Yeah, and all the boats. There's
Yeah.
like 80 boats out in the ocean right by here. Right
Yeah,
now. They
no,
can't-
you can see them.
Yeah, that's right. Not
Do we
enough
want to call the truck
longshoremen.
driver? I don't want to leave him hanging, but it's also like, what the fuck, dude? Like one time I ran over or something. Yeah, I know. You're a
Yeah,
truck
no,
driver.
I always want to know how much they jerk off when they're
Josh,
driving.
maybe you'll have a question for him that he wouldn't.
You know what?
expect.
I just want to give him a piece of my mind. No,
I would.
know.
Do you want the God War, Mike, and you can tell him what you think about truck driving?
I don't know. No, I like truck driving. I'm
pretty sure he knows that we.
All right. I'm a softie now. I'm not like I'm an old man. I don't know.
I miss the old verbally abusive you.
Yeah.
the Josh Richmond I knew and loved.
Hello?
Yeah, you're a truck driver and you want to tell us how fascinating that is? This is the Jason and Ellis Show.
Fuck yeah. How's it going, you guys?
We're good. We also have God War here. Hello. Wow.
So you're a truck driver, huh?
Wait.
Yeah.
That might not be it. That definitely was too much. Ask him a question.
Okay.
Not you.
Oh, me?
No.
All right. So, how's your truck?
How's my truck? My truck is good, I guess. It's got like 400,000 miles on it.
We didn't ask how many miles it was. We asked how is it?
Yeah.
How is it? I mean, it's all right. The company I work for gets me home every weekend, so I get to bring the truck home.
Wait, you truck drive, then you get then somebody Ubers you home?
Fuck no, I drive. My company lets me take the truck right home. I'm looking at it right now.
What about parking? What kind of driveway do you have?
It's a dirt driveway, I guess.
All right. Lucky you.
Yeah, man.
Because that'd be pretty hard to park, most people. Like where we live, you wouldn't be parking that.
So, like,
no.
Jason was just talking about all of the shortages. I saw cream cheese is the next big shortage, and Jason was saying they can't get any wood for skateboards. That's just two of a million examples. So, where's our shit, bro?
Yeah. Have you got your shit in the driveway?
Honestly, yeah.
Can I have a skateboard out of there or what?
My bagel's mad dry,
that's
bro.
the shitty thing, man. My kids want skateboards for Christmas, and I don't got any fucking concrete. I live in Georgia. But no, I think it's a whole bunch of propaganda. There's no fucking truck driver shortage. So get this. The Biden administration just passed a bill that is going to allow 18-year-olds to fucking drive these big-ass trucks. So I think it's all propaganda to scare everybody.
What's wrong with an 18-year-old driving a truck? Don't they have a license?
I think as long as you're 1 year old for every wheel you have, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Well, hear me out. So right now they can drive in state. You can't drive state to state until you're 21.
Yeah, why?
That all change. Well, I honestly don't know. I would say.
Yeah, but what's the bad thing? Why would an 18-year-old driving long distance? Why is that bad? Would you think they go to sleep or something?
Well, no, not that. So they could spend those years driving within the state to get enough experience to get them prepared, rather than just throw them out to the wolves. They got to go to school, but those schools, they don't teach shit. I got my CDL all on my own.
Right, so the school does nothing.
Yeah, you got to learn about South Carolina and the School of Hard Knocks. I've always said that.
Yeah, get on the streets. So you're saying that an 18-year-old that can drive through states is dangerous for you're endangering the child, the man, the boy, the girl, the 18-year-old.
I wouldn't say you're endangering them. You're just endangering. I don't know. It's like, think about it this way. When your kid gets a permit and they have to drive for a year, then they get to have their license. So I look at it that way because they're just inexperienced. They haven't been,
You're letting babies drive these trucks. It's ridiculous. Babies driving trucks on the streets of America.
Godwell's got your back, it seems. Well, I'm on the other side. I feel like you can get your license before you're 18, so you can do some driving before that. I just don't know the difference between a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old driving a truck. I don't what is that a big deal? Like it seems like you're bringing it up like it's ruining truck driving, and I don't know, and I haven't got a reason as to why it would be a bad thing yet.
Okay, so this whole truck driver shortage, they're wanting, in my heart, I feel they're trying to get a bunch of people interested in this industry where we have nowhere to park at the end of the night. Like truck stops fill up at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And that's ridiculous because everybody's on a different schedule. So if you don't have anywhere to park, there's the danger is that you have to park on the interstate, like on an off ramp or an on ramp.
Yeah.
And then you can get a ticket for that. It's fucking legal, but there's nowhere else to park. So it's ridiculous. So then you're going to add a whole nother age group to this because I don't know. I just think it's going to make the roads even shittier.
Is it
It's going to clog up all the roads.
These 18-year-olds are filling up our parking lots. They're doing donuts in the truck parking lot.
Right.
And they're getting all the good lot lizards
Yeah.
before this guy gets there.
Oh, shit.
Let's ask the real questions everybody's wondering about, though. How often do you masturbate while you're driving your truck?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do it while I'm driving. You just got to do it before bed, and then there you go.
What about if you're in traffic?
No, never. Fuck that. I pay attention, man.
What if it's just a parked truck and nobody can
A
see?
park truck. Well, you have curtains, so you can, close it off. And I have a sleeper, so I have a bed. It's like a bedroom.
What about if you want to show people when you're jerking off?
Oh man, I've seen some shit at some truck stops. So
Like what?
People, I don't know. Like
You don't know.
People leave their curtains open and they just do whatever the fuck they want, man. Pleasure themselves. I don't know.
So you watch guys jerk off.
No, definitely not. But when you're walking in to use the pisser, take a shit, you glance in somebody's truck.
All of a sudden, the guy who looks like
Do
Burt
some
Reynolds
shit.
is sticking his finger in his ass.
Wow. That's got to be tough. I don't know if an 18-year-old can handle that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. He might have to get an Uber home. That might be too much. All right, dude. Good. Keep on trucking. Thanks for the call.
Definitely.
All right.
I'm a huge fan of you guys. So keep up the good work. I'm loving the podcast.
Appreciate it, mate. See ya.
Love you too, man.
There he goes. Truck driving around the USA.
I love truck drivers. I don't want to be taken the wrong way. They're the
No,
best.
we were just playing.
I think they get that.
Yeah, I know.
I hope so. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis here talking about Athletic Greens, also known as AG1. I myself had some of that this morning because if you train at 9 in the morning and you eat a big breakfast, for me, I end up throwing up. So I don't eat in the morning. And Athletic Greens helps a guy like me because after he trains, then he goes and does the podcast, and then he goes on somebody else's podcast, and then he has 2 meetings. So he doesn't eat until 3:30 in the afternoon. How am I still alive, you ask? AG1. It tastes good, and it has all these vitamins and minerals in it that are very handy. Like, check it out. One tasty scoop. AG1 contains 75 vitamins and minerals, whole food sourced ingredient, including multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic, green superfood blend, and more convenient daily in one convenient daily serving. It's just one scoop. There's a little scoopy in there, and you dip it in the powder, and then you put it in the water, and you stir it around, and Bob's your uncle. It's that easy, and it's something that will help you sleep, help you have a better diet, have a better digestive system. That was difficult to say, and all that stuff. So if you want to be a part of it, simply visit athleticgreens.com/JES, as in Jason Ellis Show. That's athleticgreens.com/JES. Thank you,
And
AG1.
that's not all. You get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs of AG1.
At athleticgreens.com/JES. Thanks, Katie. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis here speaking about Blue Chew. I'm a huge fan. The rest of the show, I'm not sure. I can only speak for myself. I am a huge fan, and I look forward to my little package that comes in the mail. I guess my wife knows what Blue Chew means, but nobody else knows what this little bag contains. Not that, depends on who you are. Some people like to be discreet. I have no idea what that even means. I just want everyone to know that I've got a huge boner. That's it. So thanks to Blue Chew, they're always there. And when you're in your 50s, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to admit it. Actually, I don't care. Sometimes it's not as good as it used to be. If you're very tired, you've done a lot of exercise, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's go time later on that night. And I don't know, sometimes it's just like, yeah, I'm kind of involved, but not entirely involved. Blue Chew gets everybody involved in the program. It's a great time. I highly recommend it. And if you want a deal, listen to this. Special offer to our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Ellis at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Bluechew.com. Promo code Ellis to receive your first month absolutely free, everybody. I'd like to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Hey, Jason. My name is Jamie. I have an ex and I'm still good friends with. She recently started seeing someone. She thinks it's weird to stay friends with me, and and be seeing someone at the same time. My question is, do you think it's possible to have an ex and stay friends, and if not, affect their current relationship with other people? I think it's different for everybody. I don't want you to hang out anymore. You need to fuck off.
I'm friends
Josh?
with a couple of my exes.
Right.
and
See what I
feel-
mean? Completely
yeah.
different.
Was there a cooling off period?
There was, I mean, I would say I've never broken up a relationship in a way that felt like angry or malicious or like anything like that, where there were like really bad feelings. It was just more like, oh, this is just kind of not working anymore.
So you've never cheated.
No, there might have been a period where like I would have like wanted to like, you know, not necessarily talk to them for a while just because those emotions were still raw. But then after a while, I'd be like, okay, we can kind of chat and be friends again.
Yeah, I think it's obviously not a given that you're going to be friends with somebody after you break up with them. More often than not, you go your separate ways. So I'm not calling bullshit on this guy or trying to put words in his mouth or feelings in his heart, so to speak, but it's not supposed to happen. People are supposed to be like, you know, if we're either we both hate each other or one of us fucked the other one over, or we both still kind of liked each other and there's a pretty good chance we might fuck if we hang out again. That's why we've mutually agreed we're either on or we're off, and we're off. And if she's like, I'm not 100%, well, then you're not going to be friends. And if her new dude is like, I'm not entirely, well, then you're not going to do it. It's only going to come together if everybody is so 100% with it that doesn't even occur to anybody to have an issue with it. And maybe that can happen in 6 months, but I don't know you and I don't know this situation, but a guy who's like, yeah, we broke up, but we can definitely still be friends. We can definitely still be friends. We can definitely still be friends. More often than not, that guy's got to fuck off.
Somebody texts, every time I see Penelope Cruz, I hear Penelope Cruz's robot vagina.
Same.
Oh, let me tell you a little bit about it. Son of a pussy. You get in there and I go, and I eat it.
I think.
Josh, it's good to see you again.
You know what? It has been a while.
It has. Oh, how are you?
I don't know. It feels like you're having a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me about my life.
Yeah, can you please reset with the robot vagina?
Feel like you don't care. Yeah.
Somebody might have just tuned
tuned
in.
I am a Penelope Cruz as a robot vagina. This is the Jason and Ellis Show. Hello to Josh Richmond.
Oh, thank you so much.
How are you?
Oh, it's great. It's so good to be here with you. It's I'm meeting every time I meet you, it's like meeting all over again. It's exciting.
You did not ask me how I am, you motherfucker.
Oh, I just want to know, how are you?
I'm good. I gotta go. I love this show.
I hate to say it, but
There you go.
that's one appearance for Penelope Cruz's robot vagina, and that's one more times than I've seen Penelope Cruz this year.
Yeah, good point.
Who would have thought the robot vagina's career would outlive the owner?
Yeah, where is she?
I think she's doing okay. She's got to be. I don't know. I'm sure that there's like another I forget that director she always works with. I can't believe I blanked on his name. But there's got to be more movies.
Pamela Almodovar.
Pedro Almodovar. That's it. You got it. You knew who I was talking about.
Kind of. I got a lot of syllables in my brain.
Somebody just sent me a verse of Tuss and Wolf. It's not really a question.
Cool. Okay.
Advice for someone 27 years old, still figuring shit out. Always love to hear advice of someone who would give to their younger self. Love the Ellis Show. It's not really a raw dog question.
It doesn't have to be a raw dog. I'd almost rather answer people's regular questions than raw dog specific questions. I just want to chat with folks.
Well, there you go.
So a 27-year-old.
What should he do?
This is if I knew then what I.
Yeah. 27 is right around. I mean, like I was still working on this show, but I was about to leave.
You were 27?
Believe it or not, yeah. I mean, I'm 35 now.
What the fuck?
I know.
Wait, so you started as an intern? Were you like a 25-year-old intern?
I was a 23-year-old intern.
Oh,
yeah. And I was there 6 years. So
6 years.
yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Turns out I knew nothing about anything the whole time.
I'm used to it.
The advice I give to my 27-year-old self is that there are going to be a lot of different like eras and phases and stages in your life, and it's okay to feel like you had one era that was kind of for like your youthful self, and then you find a different version that's like your young adult self, and another that's your older adult self. And you only have one life, and it's good to have like a lot of different lives packed into that one life. So explore different things. Don't let any opportunity pass you by, I guess.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Don't worry so much. I feel like that's what I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Because in the end,
Mhm.
it'll work out, or you'll die. No point worrying about it.
Right. I think about that sometimes because William Shatner had a song one time about how, he's already in his 80s when he recorded it. And he's just like, I'm like, what was I so worried about that whole time? What was the big deal? What was I so afraid of? And it's like, well, yeah, but you're fucking William Shatner.
Well,
Every couple of
exactly.
months, somebody calls you and asks you if you want to be in a movie or go fucking sign autographs for $10,000 or go to fucking
You just went to space. I was about to say you just went to space. It seemed like you had an amazing time.
Yeah, I think some people actually have valid concerns.
It's got a good wig.
Solid.
Yeah. He looks good for his age.
Yep.
He's 100.
Yeah, he's 100.
He's 100
I
years
thought he
old.
was like 90.
Yeah, that's 100.
That's, what is more or less 100.
Yeah.
Although my grandma is 89, and I don't think she would take kindly if I said she was 100.
Yeah,
She's
well,
not
you don't
100.
say it to grandmas.
Yeah.
Look, if he was here, I wouldn't say that to him. But
Right.
You're old as fuck.
Yeah.
90, 100,
he
same
is,
thing.
he is 90. You're right.
Yeah. It's insane to be 90.
90 is big.
It's really ridiculous.
Imagine being 90 and realizing you could live another 10 years. And like, what are you going to do? Like that decade, you could just go nuts.
Well, if you could,
Yeah.
oftentimes you can't really go nuts. You just kind of sit there, which is like, where? Unless you've got really cool things to do while you're sitting there, I worry about that. Because if I get too old to move, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to be here. I know my kids, they're not going to be like, oh, let's just hang out with dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No,
It's going to be a sad solo thing.
We've joked about this a lot, but I don't know what you would have to lose from being like an 80-year-old dispenser of vigilante justice.
Yeah, but you can't dispense it.
But you can try, or you can die trying.
Okay, then that's different. Because I
Isn't that
definitely
how
want
you
to
go?
go
Isn't
out
that
in
how
the
you
war.
would
Yeah.
like to be remembered? Just
Yeah.
like fucking shot up outside of a crack house.
Yeah.
Just have go out with just a really badass death. And
Yeah.
like, that's like the last thing on your bucket list or something.
Not too much armor because you probably can't carry it because
Yeah.
you're pretty old.
And you also don't totally care if you get shot.
But if you could figure out, like, maybe, like, get a one of those, what is that stupid thing that a mole cop thing?
Segway.
A Segway.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
right.
armor the fuck out of it. And you just got really good at maneuvering it and you had all the guns attached to it so you could do mad damage and stay on the Segway. Maybe, because I want to, if I'm going to try to rescue people and die in battle of rescuing people,
Yeah.
you want to get a lot of bad guys before you go. You don't want to show up, all the bad guys kill you, and you're like, oh man, today I tried to rescue people from a crack house. You got to kill everybody.
Well, you don't need to be like OJ going into just a random reference at the beginning of Naked Gun, just walking into a room of 50 guys who have guns. It's not going to work even for an able-bodied young man. What about if you just befriend a cop and he just sends you tips where he's just like, yeah, so-and-so got off. We couldn't prove it. Everybody in the room knew he was guilty, but we couldn't prove it. And fucking, I was going to say it would be ideal if you could just sort of swoop in like an old man, dressed like an old man, but you're never going to look like a standard issue, an old man covered in tattoos.
No.
Yeah.
But it's that lethal weapon thing of like your most powerful asset is you have nothing left to lose, right?
Right.
Because you don't care if you live or die. So
Right.
you can just
Yep.
go crazy.
Yep. I think I could probably save a few people before they got me if I played it right.
I agree.
Really armed up, had a game plan, because people don't see it coming when you have a full game plan. Strategies and shit, like have them set up, have like a guinea pig fake me that's over there and they attack that.
Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mike from that show. If you just turned into like a badass like hitman old man.
See,
that's
he's
the
not
life.
80 though.
He's not 80, but
It
he's
might
close
work
to
out.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
think me at 80 is going to be good. I don't even think I'll be here. So
Yeah.
it might be like a 70.
Dude, it's 70. What about if you leave like a mark, like your telltale coin, you like, leave a
Yes.
$2 bill. So the city knows that there's like a Dexter kind of serial
Yeah.
killer at work.
Yeah.
So maybe you just get away with it. Maybe you get shot down in a blaze of glory. You go in being told okay with that. Or maybe you get caught and you get this last hurrah where you're lionized around the world
Ooh,
as
and you're in
a
jail.
senior citizen vigilante dispenser of justice.
So you're not going to be a butt smut. They're not going to rape you when you go to jail.
Well,
you'll
except
be
you've
legend.
killed a bunch of their homies.
Ah, shit. Maybe I'll. I also feel like you do better. I notice in movies when people have those explosives on a timer and they set them up and they make the explosives go off and everyone's shooting and worried about those explosives
Yeah.
and you're over here fucking hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
like, not John Wick. Who's when Denzel Washington is the equalizer.
Equalizer, right?
When he equalizes fools. Yeah, like Equalizer.
I would love to be like the hacker guy in an action movie. The guy
You would
who's
like to hack people.
The guy who's behind who's like opening up doors for Tom Cruise. Behind,
you're the computer
the
hacker.
computer being like,
You guys could work in tandem.
yeah,
Right, you could like
you're the
make-
vigilante, and I'm like taking down their security systems so the alarms don't go off.
make
in
all the lights go
background. Yeah.
green so I can make a good getaway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like outside Fort Knox, and you're like,
Yeah.
You're in.
I'm in.
Have you tried to ride?
Zoom in and heads.
Have you tried to ride a bike?
I have tried. I don't ride a bike often, but
Did
I
you
have.
guide it down?
I don't know. I've done it once or twice.
And it was no problem.
I'd have to do it more to get used to it. I don't have any.
What made you do it again then? Because it doesn't sound like you just like all of a sudden embrace it. You just like what?
I definitely have not embraced it. It's just there's times where there are opportunities where like, oh, I'll give this another go, and I feel a little bit wobbly, but okay with it, and then I kind of stop.
But you could do it whenever you whatever you did it.
Sure. I feel like I've done it. Yeah.
What about any of those other things, lighters and stuff? You got that figured out?
I think I got it figured. I don't know.
Do you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think I figured out a lot of things that I had not figured out in my 20s, but probably not everything. There's still a lot of just shit I'm dumb about.
What about
honestly.
your diet? How are you with all your food?
Improved a lot.
Yeah.
I am eating salads on a regular basis, so that's something.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like still picky eater in a lot of ways.
Right.
But I'm also having supplements. I care about my diet, I would say.
Good.
Yeah.
have you done much boxing?
I have not done this boxing. No.
Didn't know that.
The boxing
I
did not
figured you
take-
would have been pro by now.
The
no?
boxing did not catch on.
Son
But
of
you
a
know what?
bitch.
I work out all the time. I either do a run or some high intensity interval stuff every day. I still have one of those kettlebells that I got.
You swing kettlebells.
Those monkey head kettlebells. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Check you out.
Yeah.
And you don't mind
You're an
it.
animal.
I mean, is it my favorite thing? You know what I realized? And I actually have gotten to that sick place where I'm like, it gives you that little rush of serotonin
Yeah.
where you're like,
Yep.
oh, it actually gives you some good feelings when you're done.
Helps
with
you
it.
with your day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh.
I saw a news story that reminded me of one of the most memorable news stories that came up when Josh, way back when you were on the show. I believe this was still in your era. A bomb squad technicians rushed a patient in after the guy got a mortar shell stuck in his ass.
I don't remember this. Was this related to something?
What's a
that
mortar
happened?
shell?
It's like a military explosive kind
Were you
of thing.
putting your hands out like that? Like
no.
it's real big?
I can actually tell you it is 2 inches in diameter, 7 inches in length.
Oh, okay. You can take that.
Right. Do you remember it was like a priest or a monk who fell on a potato?
Yes.
Oh my god.
this guy fell on the
wow.
bomb.
Oh wow.
Remember that? Where he said he was putting up curtains and he fell, right? And he landed on it.
That's right. He was standing on like a high stool
Yes.
and he was putting up curtains and
Yeah.
he fell
He landed on
backwards
the
and
dining room
and
table
happened,
potato. Yeah.
Happened to fall directly on the potato.
Right on it.
Also, he was pantsless, of course, because you have to be pantsless when you're putting up curtains in your house.
It was
on
a
high
million to one
Yeah.
series of
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the odds?
circumstances.
Yeah,
But
of
holy
course.
shit, it's
Yeah.
in there.
Well,
Yeah.
that is exactly what happened to this guy.
Fell on a missile.
He is a military enthusiast, and he found the shell while he was just like clearing out some stuff in his house, and then he tripped and fell, and got the munition stuck in his rectum. It's a vintage thing. It was used by the British military in the Second World War.
Yeah. So
He got an 80-year-old bomb up his ass.
if you're the doctor, you know whether he fell on it or whether he shoved it up his own ass. Because if you fell on it,
Yeah.
it'd be fucking hurt.
And also, that's impossible.
To fall on it? Is it? Like if I put down a dildo
Yeah.
on the ground and
Right.
you fall on it naked,
Mhm.
even that is like I reckon like as a person that puts dildos in his ass,
Yeah.
I think I could do it like 100 times and it wouldn't go in there.
I think we could bring every single Jackass cast member, past and present, through with the dildo on the floor, have them take their pants off, and they could stand over it and just drop on the thing, and I'd be surprised if one of them successfully.
That's the
got
thing.
it in.
There's like instinct things. Like, you know how like if you fall face forward, like your eyes will instinctively close without you thinking about it because it's just like your body protecting itself.
Really?
I think
Yeah, no.
Like you can't fall face ground on the floor and have things go in your eye because your eyes will close
But
automatically.
if you don't have your eyes open, you're not going to know what you're putting your hands down to save yourself.
Like when he falls off a skateboard, do you think every single time his eyes involuntarily close?
Like if your like eyes are just like about to like hit pavement or something, you know what I mean?
Well, if something is about to hit your face, you
Yeah.
close your.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Okay, if something is about to hit you in the eyes, your
If
eyes
something's
close.
about to hit you in the eyes, your eyes.
Yeah, but not if
instinctively
you
close.
fall forwards. You don't close your eyes.
But I mean, like
Well,
literally
probably
that
like
way.
2
Yeah.
seconds before you hit the ground.
Exactly,
You
like
Okay.
half a second.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I think there's some similar things with the butthole where like
Oh, you think it clinches right when someone goes up?
or
it?
like your body is just not gonna like naturally fall on a thing that you don't want to go in there. It's gonna clinch in a way where it's gonna be impossible.
Knowing that the dildo is there is going to make it that much harder to go in because your body.
I think so.
I'm saying I'm trying to catch it with my hole.
No, I know.
And it will reject it. It just
Yes.
can't go in like that.
And he's saying that even if part of you, even if you're trying to do it, it's like if I'm going to punch you in the face. Even
Yeah,
even if
you're
you are
gonna
trying to
flinch,
keep
yeah,
your eyes
yeah.
open, you're not going to be able to do it. You're saying that even if Steve-O tries to plop himself down, his butt is going to have other ideas.
You know what? Maybe Steve-O could because Steve-O's used to that kind of thing. But
He's an athlete.
but the average person, I think, would have a very difficult time with that.
Look, I think we're all hinting that we think that guy put that missile in his own anus.
I think what I'm saying is that this guy has made a hobby for decades of pleasuring himself with vintage
Right.
explosives.
I
Yeah.
just want to know, it got stuck? Like he pushed it so far that it went all the way in? Is that what happened?
Yes, bomb squad technicians. That has never happened before.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause they have to-
Not paramedics. Bomb squad technicians rushed the patient into the hospital.
Oh, no. Because they thought it might go off.
The Army Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team was called out. Do you think they sent a little robot?
First?
Right.
The
Yeah.
robot just goes and
They cleared out the hospital. They
pokes
just sent
his
the
butt a
robot
couple
in.
times?
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be a
Oh,
tough day.
that's intense.
yeah, but probably the greatest orgasm that guy's ever had.
Hmm.
When the robot starts poking at the vintage munition.
Yeah, I reckon he's probably past orgasm by then,
I
but
don't know.
you might be right.
I do hope the day is
He's on the
coming.
crazy train to come town.
I do hope the day is coming soon where the average person just feels okay just putting things in their butt and doesn't feel shame about it.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I put things in my butt all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm very embarrassed about all the things I have in my butt right now.
Yeah. Well, you should be. Some of them are offensive. I really wish you called Kevin out so he could help do the show.
It's a very mixed bag in there right now.
Mixed bag. Jesus.
There's another.
I would never put anything in my butt that goes all the way in and doesn't come out. Like even because I know some of my friends do videos where I saw a video the other day where a lady made a big Jello egg come out into another lady's mouth and she ate it.
Wait, Jello egg.
Like an egg that's made of Jello.
Like a gelatin egg almost?
Yeah. But but more of what's those big gummy bears?
Like a gummy bear.
Like a big gummy bear,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
like
okay.
a ball one. So when it dropped out, it's like look into her mouth, and then she chewed it.
Oh.
But
yeah,
but-
the egg thing's without a handle. I agree. That's
yeah,
scary.
Like you gotta
yeah.
poo it out. But
Yeah.
even that, I feel like, what if I can't poo it out? Like the whole thought of going to a doctor to say, "Excuse me, sir, can you get this thing out of my ass?" That just sounds so bad. Like how are they gonna get it out? They're gonna cut my ass? Fuck that! It's not worth the risk.
Yeah, well, they probably just give you a bunch of muscle relaxers and get forceps in there first, right? I
hope so.
I don't think there's a single person who works in an emergency room for more than a year or two that doesn't have a story.
One time I had to get a foil of weed out of my girlfriend in Australia a long time ago. She put it in. We went to the Harley, this thing called Broadfast, like Hell's Angels put it on, big concert that goes for 3 days. And the cops are out the front, so they check people when you go in. But once you go in, it's no more. You can do drugs in front of everybody. It's the police are the Hell's Angels, so it's no police. But going in, they're all there because they know. So if you're stupid and you have like a bag of weed in the car, they'll fucking bust you. So my girlfriend put the foil in her vagina, and then we go to the restrooms to get it out, and she's like, I can't get it out. She comes back out. So then my other girlfriend goes in there with us, so now there's two in there trying to get this foil out. I'm waiting, and they come back, and they're like, we can't get it. And I'm like, you got to be joking me. Let me go in there and get it. So she's standing over the toilet, and the only way I could do it is I put 2 fingers in and made them like scissors. So I caught it like at the very, because it was too far up,
Yeah.
and I caught it and slowly got that thing out, so that's as close as I've got to being a doctor and getting something out. It was scary
Yeah,
because I was like, if you don't get it out, that can't be good.
And we won't have
It's
any
not
weed.
great, yeah.
Well, I wasn't worried about it. Even then, I wasn't worried. I was worried about my girlfriend having foil stuck in her vagina for a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Just that. It's like, yeah, it's just it'll soak up the natural
Something bad's gonna happen,
exactly.
right?
Bad for the pH balance.
And I don't think if it's a vagina, you can just pee at it. I feel like a butt gets things out more because it does shoot things out. Sorry, this is such a
That's its
disgusting-
main job. It's used to put
Yeah,
things out.
it ejects large quantities of shit.
Well, like that girl, Josh, you were around, right, for the loads coming down girl?
God, I might have been. Honestly, some of this stuff is just such a blur at this point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, some things
I remember
some
her.
things a man never forgets.
Yeah.
It was in New York, and yeah, it was several days later that something that went up came back out. So you never
Not
give up.
right there and then, but she did tell the story,
Yeah.
right? It didn't just come out right there while she was talking.
What's the deal? I've never been to Burning Man, but is that kind of the same thing? That they must check people at some point for drugs, but if you can get it in once you're in, you're good. Have you been?
I've never been to Burning Man. But isn't the concept of Burning Man that they don't check for that thing? That it's kind of like an anything goes thing, even though it's become very like Silicon Valley colonized or whatever at this point. It's not what it was 10 years
They
ago.
still
seems like-
check you on the way in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It seems like it would start that way. If we go out far enough away and people don't know about it, we can do whatever we want. But if I've heard of Burning Man, I'm assuming
Right.
so have the cops. So if Burning Man still exists, I assume that means the police aren't just walking through all the time looking for people on drugs. So maybe there's just a checkpoint on the way in.
You might be right. I've never been to Burning Man. I don't know for sure.
I have very, very, very little desire. That's what I would tell that guy who was wondering, what do you do when you're 27? I'd say, if you have any desire at all to go to Burning Man,
Yeah,
go now.
right. Go one time when you feel the urge, because when you're at a certain point, you're just never going to want to do it again.
Yeah, like I hope I never sleep on anybody's floor again for the rest of my life. And frankly, if I can avoid couches, I'm willing to go well out of my way.
It does sound like a really bad evening.
Sleeping
where
on
they're
the
like,
floor.
oh, here's the floor. I'd be like, wait, what did I do?
Right.
How did I get here?
I can remember parties where people slept in bathtubs.
I have bad sleeps in my own bed. I'm definitely having a bad one on someone's floor. And those ones, when you're 50, it's like having a hangover or something. You're like, your day is kind of
I remember
shit.
going to Coachella and camping on the Coachella campgrounds and like this insanely loud all night party where I got like an hour of sleep across 2 nights.
But why would you sleep at a coach at where?
Because you're supposed
Coachella?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did it too.
Yeah.
Oh, you do sleep.
Yeah, because they have like the campgrounds there to make it so that I miss as little of the festival as possible.
Oh, so you're sleeping in front of the festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fucking-
You're on a polo field.
Yeah, you're literally just on a field.
It sounds really bad, you guys.
I've had
I
a
would
theory.
not do that anymore.
Okay.
I've had a theory for a long time that Coachella is a covert Republican fundraiser.
Oh
Eh?
God, I mean, it is like it's a Golden Voice production. It might be. You're probably right.
Well, just
Why?
because who the fuck has polo fields?
What's a polo field?
Guys going
Do you know?
around.
Yeah, polo. It's like that sport that you play on horseback. It's kind of,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So the field, the grounds includes a polo field, and
Yeah.
I'm like, if I was like a rich dickhead
Yeah.
who wanted to make money and laugh my ass off in the process, I would sell a bunch of filthy hippies the rights to pitch a tent on my polo field for a weekend, and I give him like $250 for the pleasure.
Surprised they let that happen on such a prestige grass.
Oh, I vomited there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does that not affect the ground for the horses?
Horses love vomit.
I think at this point they make most of their money from festivals and very little of it from polo.
You're saying that the matches are not like bringing huge crowds right now?
I think so.
It doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, man, UFC or fucking
Polo,
dudes
the polo
on
championship,
or horse shit to like fucking some sort of half-ass golf.
Yeah, but no, like literally, there's only like 2 companies that own every live like concert event that happens in the country now. It's crazy, and they are like super Republican. Philip Anschultz, I think, is the Live Nation guy.
I'm more
He's
of a
real scumbag.
dressage guy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like horse dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really get down with
Yeah,
that.
there's more of an art to it.
I agree.
You can tell the horses prefer it.
Right? You can tell that they're really in the moment.
They're
you know?
expressing themselves. for
Right.
once.
This is how I really feel, you
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Like trotting to the. Do you think they hear the music or they're just going? Like, do you think every now and then they're like, oh, wait, I'm off.
It's not just a series of electrical shocks that's making them do it.
You think they're being electrocuted?
You think they like Tarzan Boy by Baltimora?
I don't know.
Between takes, the horse choreographer is like, no, it's tap, tap, step, not tap, step, tap.
I don't know. How do they do it?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
You don't tell me how to dance. The music's in my soul.
I wonder if they can do it by themselves with no rider. Because then it's like, what are you on there for, dickhead?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like if you just go, dude, like should practice it by yourself.
Yeah.
Do they just run off through the fence?
Right.
I don't think they do. I think they fucking go, fuck face.
And with like dog shows, the dogs don't need like the owner like riding on top of the
Good
dog.
point,
They just do
good
it
point.
themselves. Yeah.
Let's get off the fucking horse and let them express themselves.
Yeah.
I'll go hot chick dressed in horse shit, telling horse what to do. Maybe you should get off that fucking thing and start dancing yourself, bitch.
Yeah, do horses do any of the things we make them do when we're not sitting on top of them?
Right. Like
Do horses spontaneously
Yeah,
race?
like if we just jump into a field right now with fucking spotlights at 3 a.m, do we catch them all fucking dressaging? No. They don't want to do that.
No.
What if we did it? They just don't want to do it around people, but you sneak into like their secret clubs. They're just dancing.
Like in that farm movie where everyone
Yeah.
talks when the people go away.
Yeah.
In actual fact, when everyone goes away from the horses, they dressage the shit out of themselves.
Exactly.
Just till the wee hours. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
1.
Horses have secret lives. I remember reading that there was this assumption that like guy horses would just go around and fuck all the lady horses, and so the guys got to have multiple partners, and the ladies just didn't have any say in it. And then some other researchers,
Toxic masculinity.
exactly, and then some feminist horse researchers came back and stuck around after dark. And after dark, the lady horses ran off and fucked whoever they wanted because the guys were too stupid to know it.
Idiots.
Ladies can be hoes too. You go horses.
What's up, smart hose?
That's what I
Horse
say.
hose. All intelligent and hoary.
There is a Indian doctor promoting the benefits of eating cow shit.
It's about time. I've always said cow shit, man. Wow, that really helps. You know, the edge. People eat horse meat. Nuh-uh.
Nope.
Cow shit.
Yeah, we're throwing away the best part.
Is
Yeah.
it like is it like you're like masticating it and spitting it out, or you're like fully digesting it? Like
Masticating is chewing, right?
chewing, yeah.
Why are you trying to show off?
I don't know. I'm just
Fair enough.
It's like that's what cows do with their cud is it's like, you know what masticating is? It's like it's chewing, but when you're chewing it for a really long time and letting like the saliva like dissolve it in your mouth.
So
That's
like,
what cows
It's
do.
kind of
with
eating
cuts.
it, isn't it?
Kind of, except like when you do it for like a long time.
Like Rocky Marciano used to eat steaks and just chew on it and then spit out the meat.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
He was masticating.
He was
He
masticating.
was a chronic masticator.
Why do I feel like he didn't use that word?
Probably not.
Hey, you guys, I'm going to masticate over here. I don't know. Maybe it didn't sound like that. Sorry.
Yeah, this guy, this video is making the rounds because this guy practices what he preaches. Dr. Manoj Mittal filmed himself eating a piece of cow poo in a stomach-churning video shared online in which he picked dung up off the ground and placed it in his mouth.
Yeah, but he's just some dude
No,
in
he's a
India.
doctor. He's got a stethoscope.
You know what? Doctors are a dime a dozen these days.
It is true. You can find doctors that say just about any old goddamn thing.
Facebook, they got guys saying all kinds of shit on there. I'm not eating your cow shit.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
trust
unless
it.
if it's like a little bit of a benefit, I don't want to eat cow shit. If you're saying if I eat cow shit, I get my hair back, okay, I'll eat it.
I mean, I'll put out a crazy hot take here, which is that I don't really want to eat any kind of shit from any animal.
Oh yeah, I want to go with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat shit.
Yeah.
Even the shit pills, I don't want to do that. You know, because I know that the shit pill.
Even that coffee that like that one animal eats the
Yeah,
coffee beans
nah.
and shits it out. No, I'm not
Turns
interested.
out, you know the real story behind that, right?
No, I don't.
Tully told it like 5 times, so I remember it. There's a place where they had good coffee and they were distributing it so the people of the locals couldn't get any of the coffee. So the only coffee they could get was the ones that the monkeys ate that they shit out the beans. And
Right.
then everybody was using that coffee, and then fucking tourists were like, "Oh, we want your shit coffee," and they were like, "Have the shit coffee, you dumb
Yeah.
fuck."
You know what? Yeah, you could have. Is
Is that right, Michael? Pretty much.
Yeah, it was in Indonesia, and I think it was the Dutch made Indonesia a colony, and that's how they discovered the Dutch didn't have coffee. Europe didn't have coffee, and like, wow, this is delicious. And Malaysia's like, Indonesia rather is like, yeah, I guess we can share. And they're like, fuck you, who said anything about sharing?
Right.
From here on out, you give us all the coffee, and if we catch one of you motherfuckers having a dopio, we fucking kill the whole lot of you. And then they were like, well, there is this one animal that eats the beans. And like, we'll kill them too. And they're like, you'll never catch them. Like, okay. We'll let the animals eat the coffee. And they said, and sometimes we will pick the coffee beans out of that animal's shit and brew it. And they're like, okay, I guess I guess we don't want the shit coffee. So if you guys really insist on drinking that, I went to a coffee farm in Indonesia, and that was on the tasting menu, and tastes like shit.
Does it really?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Tastes like coffee.
Okay, because that would.
I assume they clean the beans up.
A hint
Yeah,
of
I think
shit.
they do. I think they do. I assume they wash it off.
I thought that was the flavor. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
It's just the way the shit blends with the caffeine. I don't know. All right. Well, there
All
you
right.
go.
So what else? What else? Do you have any messages you feel like you need to impart to?
I don't know. You know what? It feels it feels good to be back here talking to you guys. We haven't talked much in a while, and I kind of like, I don't know. I like the idea of not feeling like any part of my life is like closed off or a closed book chapter or anything like that. You know, I like feeling like we still have some kind of like ability to text each other and say what's up or something like that.
It's like being friends with your ex.
Oh, kind of
No,
like
it's
that.
not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is because I'm friends with one ex. Like the kids made me do that. I definitely probably wouldn't have talked to her ever again. But I like her. She's a good person, you know. She does nice things to my kids, and I think sometimes, you're a really good person. You're doing, you know, really good things for my kids.
Yeah,
that's crazy because at one point I thought you really sucked. Like that has really changed.
Yeah.
I watched Christian's session thing the other day. He invited me to one, so I started watching him, and he actually, when I was on there, he said some really kind things when I was on there, but just watching him do the thing that I remember, you know, the first person he ever did that for was me. And I was like, dude, you need to do that. You need to show people that. And then watching him do this thing and ripping at it. And
yeah,
you know,
I
like,
love that he really found himself with that too. It's
awesome to be cool with him. He reaches out from time to time, and it does go a long way. And we've been talking about playing the Death Die at Ellis Mania in the summertime.
No, that's fun.
You want to be in that?
You know what?
Is that going too far in the relationship?
I would seriously consider it.
It's
I
big.
think things have. I know what you're thinking. It's the same thing as SiriusXM bought your company, and you're like
a little bit.
Maybe that surely it looks like it's okay, but in my past, why would I go back to something that I know is a venomous animal, and it's not to be trusted? But I would say that at this point, especially the reasons that we would do it, like I think at one point it was like a make it or break it like big deal. And now it's more of a, to me, it's like skateboarding. I skateboard again now, and you can not give me any, I don't want any free shit.
Right.
I don't want a fucking photo.
It's for the love of the game.
I'm just doing it because I love it. And I also feel like you don't know how long you're going to be here. And for me, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And I want to do, what are some of the things that I look back on, because now of all the therapy and all the other things that I've been through, I look at some of those Ellis Manias and it bums me out a little bit to know that I wasn't happy when I was doing it, and it was a thing that was like an amazing thing, and you just had a shit time the whole time because you're worried about this or that. I found ways to get worried about shit involved in those, and now, you know, like the last one we did, I hope you liked it. Yeah. Even if you didn't, I don't care.
Right.
I'm just doing it, and knowing my vibe the whole weekend versus the vibe that I had 10 years ago. I'm like, man, I really wish that we could all do one again, because I think it would be a whole different vibe when it comes to not making it, enjoying it happening.
I think you're right.
And we had a really amazing thing, dude. I for not being that musical, you guys are incredibly musical. I mean, I know Tully's got a background, but rapping, singing, I've been listening to the music again lately. It's amazing.
It's cool. It's cool we were able to do that, man. I listen, it was like I had, you know, like a lot of teenagers, I had some like rock star fantasies as a kid that got rid of pretty quickly, but like to be able to do that even a couple times and like get on stage and play some like real fucking rock shows and have people digging it, it was a dream come true.
It's like a weird dream.
I cherish those memories.
Me too.
Very much.
Me too. So that's why I would like to do that. If it, you know, and Christian's all hopped up on it, and I'm like, because I know, you know, I saw Christian also on Instagram talking about somebody driving him insane. I'm like, you know, I don't want to be on that list again. You know, and I'm like, you know, there's a chance of getting on that list again if you do the song again. So I get your
you don't want to be like when like the Pixies reunite and they love each other for like 2 months and then they like all hate each other even more.
Is that what happened?
Something like that, I think so.
Well, I don't think that we should start making albums and stuff, I just think that one concert with all the hits would be a Cinderella story for me. And I also feel like there's a lot of people out there that would think that that'd be
definitely
a pretty cool thing. And I also would kind of like to say goodbye to Alice Mania. So I feel like that would be the best way to do that.
Oh, that's sweet. A nice little send off. Yeah.
Yeah. But doesn't, you could not do it, and that's fine too.
Oh, totally.
I don't think that I have any, oh man, you're ruining the whole thing. There's no thing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think we can't get a look
Still a
alike.
podcast.
Oh, please.
Let's find another way.
I know in Vegas impersonators are a dime a dozen.
What about just a really big jacked guy that dresses like Josh and does all his parts? And everyone's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
He got like 2 foot taller and like 100 pounds
Comes
heavier.
out on a unicycle.
Yeah. Wait, what's that? What's that football player that Dingo knows? The Gerlacher guy or whatever?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Not Urlacher. He's no.
The Gronk.
Gronkowski.
Yeah. Just get Gronk to dress.
Yeah, exactly. Me and Gronk, we're the same basic personality and body type.
Yeah, I'm sure he can sing all your parts. No
Yeah,
problem.
absolutely.
You, Gronk, either way, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, well.
Are we good? Oh, I'll plug some. Can I plug some
Yeah,
podcasts
fuck
before I
it.
go? Yeah. Oh, listen to the shows Unspooled and Freedom and Storytime with Seth Rogen.
Oh, so you're the producer of Storytime with Seth Rogen?
I'm a producer of Storytime with
Fuck
Seth
yeah,
Rogen.
dude.
That show gets
Do you
a
ever
couple
get
of
on the
producers.
mic?
I've never on the mic on that show.
Oh.
You'll hear me on those other shows every once in a while, though.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So I would like to listen to that. All right, everybody. Like and subscribe and all that shit. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/AllisMate. And I think that's it. Thanks for being on the show, dude.
Yeah, man. My pleasure.
Appreciate it. See you next week, everybody. Wait. In a minute, I'll say it. Yeah, don't die.
If you want more Jason Ellis Show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Here.